we're just catching up with the rest of the world in terms of our alcohol laws. What we've seen is that a lot of our pre-existing laws have an almost 100-year history coming out of Prohibition, basically designed to restrict consumer access to alcohol. And I think that it's a win for consumer choice that we're re-examining some of those regulations.
Let me follow up with you on that. If you offer alcohol for sale at many thousands more locations in the future than you do today, does that necessarily mean you will sell more alcohol?
The evidence on this is pretty mixed. I've seen things suggesting that that's the case. I've seen things suggesting the opposite. There is a study that looked at Virginia and West Virginia, and Iowa's experience, and they actually found that there was a reduction in per capita alcohol consumption, and that was because people bought less booze when they were making more frequent trips, which encouraged them not to drink as much at home. So, of course, these questions are difficult to answer from an economics perspective, just because culture and a lot of other confounding variables really do impact people's alcohol consumption. So, for instance, we see in Europe where alcohol is a lot more available, way more accessible, for instance, in Italy, and their rate of problem drinking is 6.2%, and in Canada, it's 23% of people have had a heavy drinking episode in the last 30 days, and alcohol is way more accessible in Italy than it is in Canada.
It's a cultural thing, though.
It's a very cultural
taught
thing.
from a young age.
Yeah. A paternalistic attitude to take to suggest that we can't handle our own alcohol consumption.
Well, some people clearly can't.
I suppose, but subjecting everyone to a system that dates back to Prohibition is not necessarily the way to deal with this. The way to deal with it is to make individuals aware of what problem drinking looks like, the effects that that would have in their own life, and make education a part of the strategy and empower individuals to make those decisions for themselves. I actually do think that it should be 18, and the reason for that is mainly from a harm reduction perspective. If you consider that people are going to universities when they're 17 or 18 years old, they're going to university at that age, and it is way safer for people to consume alcohol in bars. They will put at a way lower risk of sexual assault if they're consuming alcohol in bars and bartenders are serving them than if they're going to house parties. So for that reason, I do believe that the drinking age should be 18, just to help reduce the rates of sexual assault related to alcohol use.